Hello and welcome back to Archival Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm thrilled to have you here today. So today I want to take you on an exciting journey, not a real one just yet, but an imaginary one. Let's talk about something that makes almost everyone's heart beat a little faster. That is planning a trip abroad. Imagine this. You have just made the decision. Maybe it's a trip to Paris, London, Tokyo, or New York. The thought alone fills you with excitement, but then reality knocks. How do you actually plan a trip abroad? The very first step is deciding your destination. It might sound simple, but it's one of the most important decisions. Do you want to experience history and culture, or are you looking for relaxation on a beach? Maybe you want adventure in the mountains, or perhaps you are drawn to modern cities full of lights and energy. Knowing why you want to travel helps you choose where you want to go. Once you have decided, the second step is budgeting. Traveling abroad can be expensive, but with smart planning, it doesn't have to break the bank. I usually begin by researching flight cost, accommodation, local transportation, and food expenses. A little secret: booking flights early often saves money, and staying in guest houses or homestays can give you a more authentic experience. Now comes one of my favorite parts: planning the itinerary. This is where imagination comes alive. Picture yourself walking along the Eiffel Tower, exploring the busy street of Tokyo, or tasting authentic Italian pasta in Rome. But here is the trick: don't fill your schedule with too many activities. Leave space for surprises because sometimes the best moments come from unplanned adventures. Of course, no international trip is complete without documents, a valid passport, visa requirements, travel insurance. They sound boring, I know, but they are your golden tickets. Without them, your dream trip may remain just a dream. And then there is the cultural preparation. Learning a few basic phrases in the local language is a small step that creates big smiles. Imagine how happy a shopkeeper in Paris would feel when you say bonjour instead of just hello, or in Japan when you bow slightly and say arigato. These little gestures make you feel less like a tourist and more like a respectful guest. Finally, before the plane takes off, there is the emotional preparation. Traveling abroad means stepping out of your comfort zone. You may get lost, you may struggle with language, but those very challenges are what make the journey unforgettable. Every mistake becomes a story to tell, every experience becomes a lesson, and every trip changes you just a little bit. So, if you are planning a trip abroad, here is my advice: plan well, but also leave room for adventure. Be curious, be open, and let the journey shape you. To practice your English, try using sentences like: I'm planning a trip abroad next year. One of the places I want to visit is. I am preparing my documents and saving money for the trip. Say them aloud, make them part of your dream, because the more you speak about your plans, the closer they feel to reality. As we close today's episode, I want to remind you that traveling abroad is not just about visiting a new country, it's about discovering a new version of yourself. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep planning, and who knows, maybe our next podcast will be recorded while I am abroad on an adventure.